Hi, my name is Elizmatic, and in this video I will be showing you how to do egg RNG for RNG Reporter. I already have a bunch of guides on PPRNG, but since not everyone has a Mac, I figured I would share some experience with RNG Reporter as well. If you don't know anything about RNG at all, I suggest you check out my videos on DS parameters and calibration. That's where I kind of explain the starting steps. But the way RNG works is computers can't actually generate truly random numbers. They don't have the ability to think randomly or off the top of their head, kind of like we can. Like, I can come up with 5, 10, 11, 1, 4. Those are truly random numbers because I'm just making them up. But computers are incapable of doing that. They need some help from input from outside. So most video games, as you know, all the random events are determined by a random number generator, sort of like an internal die that rolls every time you do something, and the outcome is quote-unquote random. But because it's a computer, we know that it's not actually random, so we are capable of sort of unraveling it. So there's a specific algorithm in place in order to generate these random numbers, and certain inputs from people like us, the user, will determine the outcome of things in the game. Now normally, we're not supposed to know what these things are. We don't know what the triggers are for random events. But because you can get the entire game off of the DS game onto your computer, that means that people can see the code in Pokemon and determine how random numbers are generated. That's where RNG Reporter comes in. RNG Reporter basically takes that algorithm that the researchers found out, and it kind of can figure out what the kind of inputs that we need to do as users in order to reverse engineer outcomes that we want. It sounds kind of confusing, but I'll explain it a little more. The way in Pokemon that it works, for every year, month, day, hour, minute, and second, there's a different generated seed. And you're going to hear me use that word a lot. Seed is what determines the string of numbers that comes after the RNG. So you start your game at a certain time, and then it generates a seed, and then that kind of is where things sort of pick up from there. Now, within every seed is a set of frames, and certain things that you do as a user will advance these frames, sort of like turning a page in a book. And each page is a different Pokemon. And by advancing the frame, you turn the page and change the Pokemon. So the first thing you want to do is figure out what parents you're going to be using. I'm going to be doing an Oshawott today, so let me just... So you want to pick out your parents. As you can see, this parent has pretty decent IVs, and I also have a Ditto that has 31 in all the IV slots. But what's important is, for your parents, is that you find out the IVs for each parent, the male and female. If you're using a Ditto, whichever one is... You have a Ditto and a male Pokemon, you'll put in the male's IVs, and then the Ditto will act like the female when you're doing RNG. So I'm going to download this Pokemon really quick, and we'll put in its information and I'll show you how to RNG. So the important information that you need for RNG for eggs is you need to know the parent IVs, and you need to know your timer 0 and all that stuff from calibration. If you've done calibration, this should come pretty easily for you. You can see right here I'm on RNG Reporter. What you want to do is you want to make sure that it's on the correct profile. Alright, so when you're doing this, you want to make sure that the ID and SID is correct. You want to make sure you're on the right profile, which you did when you did calibration. You can see my timer 0, V count, and the rest of the stuff is over here. My version, language, MAC address, all that stuff. This is important. And then you're ready to start. So you want to go to Time Finder, click on that, and 5th generation Time Finder. Right, and this window will pop up. Okay, so you click on this tab right here that says eggs. This is what you're searching. the year, and the month. You can select multiple months if you're having a hard time finding a seed. The biggest issue that I get with people on this site is that they're like, I put in the parents and it's not giving me any results. What do I do? RNG is not hacking. You cannot get results you would not expect from normally in the game. So if you have Pokemon as your parents that are incapable of producing an offspring with flawless IVs, you're not going to get it. Like, it's not going to find anything because it's impossible. So what you want to do is at least have one of your parents have 331 IVs. It'll probably take a while to find a seed that you can use, but if you want to check, if you know how to use PokeCheck, I've used it in a lot of my guides for checking IVs and stats and stuff. If you use PokeCheck, you can easily find a flawless Ditto that you can get off of download. Also, you can get an international flawless Ditto, which makes a big difference if you're doing flawless shiny eggs. For like a week after I release this video, I will be offering flawless Dittos. Not international because I can't do that, but I will be offering flawless Dittos that are my own, that I RNG'd myself if you need help getting one. Okay, so here is what you're searching for. Here's the mothers and fathers IVs. I'm going to make them all 31 because they like flawless. Shiny only. Don't care. I want a modest one, I think. So the father is this Oshawott that I got. Should still be here. Right here. This is the father, and these are the IVs. So you can see it's 31 in everything except for special attack. So father is and mother is my Ditto, which is flawless. Right. International parents, you're going to check this if you are using a Ditto or a parent that has a different language. International means language difference. So if you have a Ditto from the United Kingdom and you're on a US game, it still counts as English, so that won't count as an international Ditto. If you're using a Ditto, check Ditto parent. Min-max advances. This is the number of chat tots that you're going to have to listen to. I like to make it, you know, if I'm searching for a seed that's kind of hard to get, I'll increase this number. So this is everything that you need to put in for the information for the parents. Now keep in mind, if you've never RNG'd before, you don't know what you're doing, this won't work unless you've done this stuff. You figured out your secret ID, your timer 0, make sure that this information is correct. It's all ready to go, and hit generate. Okay, so once you found a seed, if you're like me and your PC is really slow, sometimes it can take a while. Once you found a seed, it'll look something like this. You'll see, if you scroll over to the side, it'll tell you the date and time. These 3 exclamation points means it's shiny, modest, and this is the frame. Hi. So, while we're waiting for RNG Reporter to do its thing slowly, I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing with our parents once we get them. So, I got my parent from the GTS, which is a great place for parents if you ever want to use parenting RNG. So let's get this on. Alright. Okay. Start my game really quick. RNG Reporter is slow for eggs. I'm just now finding this out. So while I was over here pulling my hair out, being all stressed out, turns out it's totally normal. So if you're doing this on RNG Reporter, you might have to just let it run and then come back to it later for your seeds, which, you know, it's not that bad, really. I mean, you could, like, do some dishes or like clean your room or something. What am I talking about? You probably just go watch a movie. Anyway, probably wouldn't take as long as a movie. I mean, here, I'll show you. Zero results. But that's okay. I'll show you what to do to prepare for the seed. Okay, so you just want to start your game normally. This doesn't matter, this part. But in the future, when you're RNGing, you always want to say no to seed gear. Always. If you forget, you should just start over. If you forget, just hit home or turn it off and soft reset or whatever. It's gonna screw up everything if you say yes to seed gear. But for right now, it doesn't matter. Okay. Alright. Let's see, what do I have in my party right now? This is the parent that I'm going to be using for my RNG. I got it off of PokeCheck. If you're going to be using parents from PokeCheck, make sure that they're not hacked, just because sometimes they can screw up your game, and especially if it's something as obvious as a female Dreamworld starter, which is not possible. Anything you download off of PokeCheck normally will have this ribbon. Makes it illegal to trade on the GTS. So you can't just download Pokemon off of PokeCheck and then trade them on the GTS, because that wouldn't be fair. Alright, so I'm going to the Pokemon Center. And you're going to want to make sure that you have two Chatot in your party. You want to make sure that they have a recorded chatter, so it's going to sound like not the default chatter. You can have just one, but two makes things go a lot smoother. And I have my fast egg hatching Pokemon right there. So we're gonna go to the daycare. And where am I? It's nice to fly on your Chatots. Alright, I'm already there. Okay. Remember, you cannot breed RNG eggs in black and white too. So it's just regular white. Okay, going to the daycare. If you already have an egg from another breed, just get rid of it. So just keep hitting B and he'll keep it. Alright. RNG Reporter has found some more eggs for me. So right now it's found 4. So I will look at that later once I show you what to do here. So go talk to the lady. I'm gonna take back whichever one I was just breeding, which was Tepig. And you can see my Ditto in there. It's the Japanese name. It's my flawless Japanese Ditto. Makes it so much easier. If you can find one on PokeCheck, you should definitely get one. No. You want to put in your other parent. This part is not important for RNG. Don't worry about pressing buttons at the right time or whatever for this part. Once you have both your parents in the daycare, all you have to do is just run back and forth for your egg. This is where you have to start kind of paying attention. But it's not like super crazy like RNG. You just have to make sure you don't pick up your egg. So ride back and forth. There's the egg. And go right in front of him like this, but don't press anything. And you want to save. Just like that. Now you're ready to start RNG. So once you've found a seed that's usable, I found one here. So what you want to do is you want to copy this right here, copy seed to clipboard, and then over here in this window, hit paste, hit generate. Alright, see this button right here? This is really important. Calculate PID RNG frame. What this means is as soon as you enter the game, you're going to start on frame 46. Right there. You go back to this window, you scroll over all the way to the end, you should see a date, so that's August 9th, 2012, and a time, 21:12:47. So that's the important information. The date, the time, and this key press right here. In your profile, you should be able to select whether you want to use key presses or not. I highly suggest you use key presses, otherwise you might search for seeds forever and not find anything. It really helps. The key presses sound confusing, but they're not, and I'll do an example using left. Typically, left, like if it says the full word left, that means left here, not left here. If it says L or R, it means these triggers. Just heads up. Okay, so we have our date, we have our time, and we have our hold button. Good. We're saved in front of the daycare. We have 2 chat tots in our party. Both of the parents that we want are in the daycare center, so we're ready to start. Alright, and I'm going to start recording this now. Okay, so what you want to do is go back to your main menu, whether it's soft resetting or hitting home or whatever. Go to your settings, wherever you change the date and time. It may take a little practice doing this. It's different for DS Lite and for 3DS, but for 3DS it's under General Settings, right there. And you're going to go to Other Settings, Date and Time. Today's date, we're changing it to August 9th, 2012. So, 2012, right there. Alright, you want to double check that's right. Hit OK. Okay, just ignore that. You might change the gameplay of certain games, that's fine. Current time is 21:12. So, alright, 21:12, and then 47 seconds. Now, I'm going to use a program on my Mac to do the timing. So I'm going to show you that right now. It's right there. So 47 minus 8 is 39. So that's the time I'm going to put in right here. And then as soon as I'm ready, I will hit OK and start that timer at as close to exactly the same time as I can. So 39. And I can actually hit spacebar on my computer and it will start this timer. So, as soon as I'm ready, 2, 3, go. Right? And as soon as the timer counts down to 0, I'm going to hit A to start up my game, and then I'm going to hold key press, which is this one, L, left. Alright, so I'm going to get ready to start my game. I want to hold L, or left, all the way through until the gray Nintendo logo pops up, and then I can start hitting A. Alright, so make sure you don't press anything else except for your key presses, because that will start things differently. Alright, so I'm holding L. And there's going to be this gray Nintendo logo. Alright, now I can start pressing A. Alright, now, remember you want to say no to C gear, and as soon as you enter the game, start spamming X. You open your menu as fast as possible. So no, and then X. Okay, now you don't have to worry. While you're like this, no change will happen. You're cool to like go get a drink. Don't sweat it. Alright, this is where things start to get fun. Alright, so we're gonna go back over here to the computer. And we're gonna look at this window right here. Our target frame is here, 65, and our starting frame is 46, right there. Alright, I want you to pay especially close attention to this column that says chatot pitch and this number next to it. Usually when you're starting up an egg, you're probably not going to start on this frame. You're probably going to start somewhere around here. So what I'm going to listen for is, this is a special way of doing this. In my other videos, I showed you how to just like pick up the egg right away, hatch it, see where it is on your list, and then figure out how many advances you have to do from there. But this way is just a little bit easier, and it's a little more forgiving. Alright, so you're going to pay special close attention to these numbers right here where it says 41, 41, 99, 64, whatever. Alright, so we're going to be listening for a really high pitch, and then a kind of medium pitch, and then a really high pitch, and then a kind of lower medium pitch. Alright, if you're deaf, I apologize. I don't know how you're watching this video anyway, because I've been doing a lot of the description through audio, but if you're deaf or you have trouble hearing, this might not work for you. I suggest you look at my other videos for RNG, especially eggs. I give a different way of finding your frame, but this is better if you have good hearing. I just want to put that out there just because I don't want to assume that everyone can do this just because it requires you to be able to hear. Anyway, so when you open your Pokemon menu, here I'll show you. Open your Pokemon menu like this. Select Chatot and hit Summary. Hear that? Alright, now hit down like this, down. And you'll hear the next one. Alright, so what that sounded like was a medium followed by a slightly lower. So you can hear the pitch changes between them. So I'm looking for slightly medium followed by slightly lower. It might be this one, 55 and 56, but we're going to do one more and see if it's really low after that. No, that's high. It's really high. So it could have been these two. Could have been the same, two, and then really high. So let's see if it goes down again. No, it doesn't. Alright. When this happens, it means we didn't hit the right seed. All you have to do is just do a soft reset and try again. 9 seconds. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Now, the good thing about using this Chatot method is you waste a lot less time hatching eggs that aren't on your seed. Because if you hit A to start the game a second too fast or a second too late, you're going to hit a different seed and get different results. But with the Chatots, with the listening to the pitches, you can tell almost immediately whether you've hit the correct seed or not, which is very helpful, and you save your PC a lot of space. So you have lots of eggs that you have to release and whatever. Anyway, so I'm holding my hold button. Don't forget to do that when you're trying over again. If you're first learning how to do this, you're going to make a lot of mistakes the first time. That's okay. It happens. I am here a lot to help you out. And also, I'm going to offer flawless dittos to people who need them for this. You just have to email me at my email account, zeldasmatic@gmail.com, and I will send you my friend code and I will trade you whenever I can. So here we go. Chatot summary. Alright, so it sounds about the same. I don't know if you can hear it very well. So it sounded about the same, medium, medium, and then high. Alright, so we've hit the correct seed again, which is good. This time I'm going to stop 2 before, so... Alright, we're getting close to our target, which is 65. I'm gonna stop at 63. Right now I'm at 61. So, right. Now I'm gonna exit out as quickly as possible. Still no AR. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna exit out as quickly as possible and press A to pick up the egg from the daycare man. So. Okay, so our egg is hatching, and hopefully this is the successful run. I hope it is. Alright, so I'm just gonna cross our fingers. I really hope that this is the last time I have to do this. Oh, okay. So let's watch it. I still can't tell. Is that shiny? This jerk better be shiny. Alright. Here we go. Modest shiny. Because it's modest and shiny, we also know that it has the correct IVs. Because that's the only modest and shiny one on our seed. So, good job. I hope you found this video useful, and I tried to make it as smoothly running as possible, so it's not like I'm like cutting it up and like skipping steps by accident, and I don't want to do that. So I stopped 2 before my target and got it, so that's probably what you should do from now on. I think there's a difference between ditto parent and non-ditto parent, so look out for that. But in a nutshell, that's how you do it. You might know me from Pokecheck. I'm Amelie12. If I haven't been there in a while, it's probably because I'm just doing other things, and I'll probably show up eventually. Look forward to new videos for RNG Reporter. I plan on making new ones for legendary, stationary RNG, and possibly wild Pokemon RNG. Leave your suggestions, comments, questions. That's pretty much it. Pokemon stuff.